So today, welcome to marriages where masks are worn and not only clothes. So our topic today is why do people or do couples wear masks in marriages? Stay with me, and I'm still your regular uncle. My name is Helen, the first person of marriage on the rock and singles with purpose. Point number one: fear of conflict. Some people are just tired of fighting. They tell themselves, if I talk, then it will lead to another disagreement, it will lead to another argument. So they just choose to stay silent over the truth. Point number two, fear of being hurt again. They tried to open up before, but what ended it? Each time your wife tried to pour out her mind, what is the ending, the result? Each time your husband chose to have a truthful, heartfelt conversations with you, what exactly are the end results? Does it result into something positive or something much more complicated? Or maybe you've always been taking like your husband or your wife vulnerability for granted. So they pour out their mind and then you make it become insignificant. You don't even sense anything. You can't place their own like the softness. They try to become soft before you and then you minimize it as if it is nothing. So sometimes if your spouse stop talking to you, it could be because they are just afraid of being hurt over and over and over again. So they were like, okay, they felt ignored, they felt misunderstood, or you just shut them down. So they have learned it is better and then it is safer to just stay pretentious like that than to just get hurt again because emotional exhaustion do happen to people. Point number three, no emotional safety. You know what? You cannot expect openness in an environment of criticism. Okay, you cannot demand vulnerability where there is disrespect, and a heart that is constantly attacked will eventually hide. It is a fact. So no one removes their mask where they don't feel safe. Okay, she cannot tell you anything. He cannot confide in you. Is because they don't feel safe with you. Point number four, image over reality. Some couples are not building marriages, they are building an image for people to see. They are deceiving themselves while they felt they are deceiving others. They want perfect pictures, matching outfits, public affection, public attention, but behind closed doors, they have closed walls. I mean, they have cold wall, distance, emptiness. The marriage might look alive, but intimacy is already dead a long time ago. Why do we have to deceive the public like that? Sacrificing yourself on the platform. Maybe you just wanted people to know that you are doing well. The image over reality? No, I don't think it's worth it anyway. Point number five, unspoken hurt. There are words that were never said, tears that were never explained. There are pains that were never acknowledged. So instead of saying, you hurt me to a significant other, you just say, I'm fine, but I can tell you that something is not correct. I am fine is one of the most dangerous sentences in marriage. Don't keep on excusing yourself. When you are not fine, just say you are not fine. There is no reason for you to say you are fine when you are dying inside. When you are feeling alone, when you are feeling unseen, when you are feeling hurt. Well, no, this is not reality. All right, number six, fear of vulnerability. Many people would rather look strong than to be seen as needy, so they hide. They hide their fears, they hide their insecurities, they hide their desire. But listen carefully. You cannot experience deep love without deep vulnerability. I think we should stop performing strong. If you are not strong, let your spouse know. That is just it. We're actually meant to be side by side so that we can complement ourselves, so that we can help the weak, so that the weak can be helped by the partner that is stronger. You don't need to fear being vulnerable. You are human after all, and nobody is expecting perfection from you. It is okay to feel weak sometimes. It is okay to cry. Sometimes you need a shoulder to lean upon. Don't forget that all these vulnerability are the things that will bring you closer to each other. Some men are deeply indebted, they are buried in debt. But yet their wife is not aware. They don't want to appear weak or insecure before their wives. Why do you choose to die alone? You have the wife there so that she can give you a raise where you are falling. There are so many wives that are facing a lot of things where she works. She's having too many issues with people around outside the home, but she won't dare speak about it because she didn't want the husband to see her as what? That is not a balanced equation. I can tell you that that is not the footprint where how God wanted it to be. Point number seven is cultural and religious expectations. You know why? Because some people believe and they were taught that good wives are meant to endure quietly. Okay? Strong men don't show weakness. Who said so? How? How do you want to define faith, as in your Christian faith, and say that every good wife will have to endure everything, including domestic abuse, including irresponsible husband? Or who taught you that? That is a complete lie. That is cultural. That could be religious expectations. These are not true. There are some of these expectations that we said, okay, as the wife, you are a slave to your husband. Nobody is teaching you this. All these are wrong notions that came from expectations that are not true. It's really, really so pathetic because the system we built around marriage, we have the cultural pressure, we have the religious rigidity, we have the fear based teaching, we have the ego centered roles. It has become like a cage instead of a covenant, and that is not what marriage is. It has become a place that protects appearances but suffocates emotions. This is wrong. This is not the footprint, I can tell you that. What I'm going to now is what to do. So, what do we do? What's the way forward? How do we remove the mask? The first solution I want to give us is to probably create safety. Your spouse should feel safe around you, please. They should be able to speak truthfully, heartfully. They should be able to pour out all of their emotions without fear of attack, without fear of mockery, without the fear of dismissal. Sometimes all your partner needs is, I hear you. They just want to feel understood, to feel heard, just to say, I'm here. That is all they need. Sir, create that safety in your home. Ma, please create that safety in your home. It will help you remove those masks. Solution two, I beg, normalize honesty. Make it normal to say, you hurt me, be expressive, but respectfully. Be open enough to say, I need your attention. I need your affection. I miss you. I want you around me. I feel disconnected. Can we please have some reconnection? Yes. Not everything is fight. It shouldn't be fight and fight and fight all the time. Sometimes it is just like the disconnection that is growing wider. Some things I cry for disconnection. You wanted connection back. Please make your home a place of honesty where you can actually pour out your heart, and then your counterpart should be able to understand you. Be honest. Normalize honesty. Enough of the mask. If everybody would not know you, but I feel that your husband or your wife should be able to know you and know the exact thing going with you. Speak to each other honestly, and this will help. It will go a long way. Solution three, please choose understanding over winning. You cannot end up winning all the arguments in your home. You are a loser. If you feel you should always, at all times, either little arguments or big ones, you just want to be on top. You want to be the only one who is always right, who is always correct all the time. No, I feel you should choose understanding instead. You might end up winning all the arguments in your home, and then you will lose your spouse. You could lose your marriage because of that. Seriously speaking, sometimes in our home, the issue is not about who is winning. It is not about who is right. It is about what is right for that relationship. Sometimes it could be you losing the argument that is in the interest of the relationship. Yes, you can give up your trophy, okay, so that you could have peace in your home. It is not about what is right for you as a person. It should be what is right for the relationship. So enough of the competition. So today, please take off the mask, okay? Say the hard thing with love. Listen without defense, because the greatest tragedy in marriage is not divorce. It is living with somebody who never truly knows you. That is a tragedy. You know what? One day, the children will grow. They will go their separate places. They will be in school. Some of them will get married. They will go. They will go. The noise will reduce. The distractions will fade, and it will just be the two of you. No audience, no performance, no filter, just two hearts together. My big question is this: that when that day come, when you are left alone, face to face with your spouse, no more interruptions with the outside world, and you are just left alone, aging together. When that day comes, will your spouse finally meet the real you? They've been living with a mask. the other version of you all their lives? Is that when you're going to reveal yourself to your significant other? Because at the end of it all, you will just realize that marriage is not about enduring each other, it is about knowing each other, not managing appearances, but nurturing connection.